Morning, I'm Kensei and welcome to Dragontrek. I'm back on trail here at US Route 302, heading north. I was dropped off by one of the guys I shared a bunk room with at the hostel, and it's almost 7 o'clock. The trail this morning, at least now in the beginning, is pretty wide, flat. It was a little narrower at the very beginning, but it's still gravel. It's still very nice. I'm having hip issues today, which means I can't hike at my normal pace. I was considering staying in the hostel another day, but I decided to try this. As I say that, I think of Yoda's do or do not, there is no try. So I guess I'm doing this. We'll see what happens. AMC 4,000 Footer Club, in memory of Albert Sergeant Robertson, the founder of the club, and his supportive wife, Priscilla Saunders Robertson. Climb every mountain. Okay, that's what we're doing. Well, not every, but here's a bridge. Pretty nice bridge. The water seems to flow slowly here, but it also has some depth to it. I would not be able to cross this if there hadn't been for this bridge. This is so nice. Wow. And now it seems that we're starting our climb, and it's going to be pretty steep. From what I saw on Far Out, we're climbing 1,000 foot per mile for 2 miles, and that is steep. The day started nice and dry, and since then parts of the trail has become wet. And the leaves are wet because it rained yesterday, and the humidity is way too high for my comfort level. Yes, I did just pass this, so I'm on the way up, and this section seems a little drier, but it's still up, and it's mostly dry, but there are some wet patches like the one we just passed. I'm not in a good mood for hiking. Climbing up this was difficult. I tried to find a way where I could climb safely and keep my feet wet, but I couldn't, so I had to settle for climbing up safely. I've been on trail for 2.5 hours today. I've been able to travel 1.6 miles. The first hour was about a mile, and after that, when it started getting steep and slow and wet on the steep, it's not been a fun uphill today. View from Webster Cliffs. Looks pretty good. According to Far Out, I'm on trail, but there are no blazes that I can see. One route goes out to the cliffs, and I can't see any way to continue there. Another goes this way, and there's a log in the way that usually indicates that you're not supposed to travel that way. So I'm not really sure what direction to go. More views from the ledge. Views from the summit. We have had a few instances of where we need to climb up on big rocks and risk sliding off the mountain entirely if we don't make it. And apparently I'm becoming less and less comfortable with doing those, which is not good. But still, most of it is up. There's been some downs to mud, water, but mostly dry so far. And this is uphill in the woods. Heading down this small, short downhill, I slipped and fell. It was nothing really, but no pain. But it was a slip and fall. Now the question is, am I going that way, which I'm assuming? Am I going that way, which I'm not assuming? But I can't see any places anywhere. And let's see if there's a better view. No, I can't see anything. Views from another ledge. More rock scrambling. More views from another ledge. There are too many ledges in this episode. Rock scrambling, and it's incredibly steep, and I'm not sure how I'm getting up there. I'm still figuring things out. More views from the ledge. More views from the edge. Considering all the views from various ledges that I have given you in this episode, I'm at the summit now. I'm not giving you the unobstructed views because I feel safer here, some distance away from the edge and not standing on top of the highest point on the mountain. The trail is rock, but it seems like a trail. There's water on it, so that's less than ideal. But at least now it's fairly even, instead of all these sheer cliff climbing nonsense that seems to have been most of the day. I hope I've left all of that behind me now. Views. If you can see the building over there, that's where I'm heading. It's supposed to be less than 2 miles. It doesn't look like it's less than 2 miles. And I'm supposed to hike down there, which from this point of view doesn't seem very enticing, but I just saw 3 people hiking up there, so hopefully it should be fine. That mud is basically bottomless. I tried to use my trekking poles and they just sank. I had to be creative in stepping on wooden debris to just get across. Towards the end of the day, it's about 1.2 miles left. It's getting muddier. They've even use boardwalks, and considering the time it has taken me to hike this far, I'm expecting it to take another 2 hours to get to the hut. This is what the path looked like. Trees falling over the path, and that's the hut.
Hi, this is Editing Kansai. Unfortunately, I forgot to shoot an ending of today's hike. So keep on checking.